been your favourite politician photo op?
Well, Boris and the zip wire.
Yes.
I mean, who could forget? Look at that one.
Yeah.
What an
Promoting the
image.
Olympics, yeah,
what
that
an
was
image.
Good. Any other spring to mind?
Ed Miliband and the bacon sandwich.
Oh, yeah, the bacon sandwich.
Yeah, I'll get rid of that one quickly.
What about David Cameron and the Huskies?
Oh, I don't think I remember that one.
Neither did he.
He was hugging them.
Yes.
Who can forget a fresh-faced David Cameron's vaguely Putin-esque moment when he seized the reins and put climate change at the top of his agenda?
Vote blue, go green and save money.
Well, fast forward to 2015, and with the Prime Minister apparently telling aides to cut the green crap, eco-groups and businesses are turning red with rage over weakened and cancelled environmental policies. So I'm on a bin round to collect them all up.
First, solar power. South-facing rooftops across the UK, from social housing estates to the Blenheim Palace estate, have sprouted panels, thanks to government subsidies offered in 2010. Those subsidies are now facing cuts of almost 90%.
Here in Meltham near Huddersfield, this huge scheme to put solar panels on 2,000 council houses now faces a race against time,
as the subsidy rug may be pulled in January.
We've come a long way since Hugger Husky and the greenest government ever, haven't we?
And Andrew Cooper's really cross. Not only is he a local councillor here, he's also national energy spokesperson for the Greens.
Tell me why these guys are working so hard to get these panels up.
Well, the government's going to cut the feed-in tariff, which is supporting our programme, by 87%. That's going to mean that this programme is going to become financially difficult or indeed impossible to actually make happen and make work.
But short term, the government, I guess, would be saying we just simply cannot afford this level of investment right now.
But if you look at any countries across Europe, that investment is going on. It's the UK where we seem to have a blind spot when it comes to renewable energy and green policies.
And it's not just solar subsidies that are facing the chop.
Now, if you're thinking of buying a new car, you might be tempted to do your bit for the environment and get one which produces lower emissions, especially as it comes with the added bonus of lower road tax.
But that little incentive disappears in 2017.
Better do a U-turn. And no more subsidies for these little beauties either, or giant eyesores, depending on your point of view.
And last week, the energy giant Drax dropped plans to build a carbon capture plant, citing the cut in green subsidies among its reasons. And the zero carbon home scheme has also been dropped. The plan was for all new build homes to be carbon neutral by 2017. Kate and Jeff Tunstall's passive house cost them just £120 a year in energy bills.
The insulation goes through the floor, up the walls, over the roof, and it's completely insulated. The other thing you have is that where there's joints, it's made very airtight. This house is 30 times more airtight than other building standard homes at the moment in Britain.
Are these double glazed, triple glazed, these windows?
These windows are triple glazed.
That's lovely and warm coming through, isn't it? What do you think of the government's abandonment of the zero carbon homes policy?
We were utterly dismayed that the government have cut back on green policy. What this house proves, the evidence of this house is this is where the direction should be in government policy.
Other measures heading for the bin include subsidies for biomass fuel, the Green Investment Bank, and the Green Home Scheme.
And plastic bags can go in too. The 5p charge that came into force across Scotland and Wales to cut waste was due to come in across England. But now, if your company has less than 250 employees, you're exempt.
My bin's looking pretty full, and Andrew Cooper says the repercussions aren't just environmental.
Really, this is about the economy. It's about making sure that people have skilled jobs, that people are going to save money on their fuel bills in the future. It's crazy.
Some business leaders, charities, and even former US Vice President Al Gore have criticised the government's environmental record. The row over our green future seems set to continue.
Well, Nick, after dragging that bin for miles and miles, no doubt you got on to the government about the contents of it. What have they had to say?
Well, the first thing number 10 Downing Street had to say was that whilst they don't outright deny that David Cameron said that rather vulgar word in relation to green energy policies, it is not a phrase that they recognise. But on the wider picture... don't laugh, Andrew.
Sorry.
But on the wider picture, I was speaking to the Department of Energy and Climate Control Change earlier, and they dismissed the idea that the government is not committed to green energy. They point out that they are the first government to actually commit to green energy subsidies beyond 2020. When I asked them what those would be, they couldn't tell me. But they did say they would be putting some flesh on the bones in the autumn spending review, which is coming up in about 8 weeks' time.
OK. Now, Nick, you'd like to clarify some bits and pieces on the old solar panel front.
Yeah, with specific regard to solar panels, if you have installed solar panels or you're going to get them installed before the 1st of January, then you will still continue to enjoy those very generous subsidies. But the government is proposing to reduce those subsidies massively after the 1st of January because they say the scheme has been a victim of its own success. They were only projected to deliver £7.6 billion worth of subsidy. If people keep on installing solar panels at the rate they're doing now, it's going to be £9 billion plus. And that subsidy is paid for by a levy on all our energy bills. So they say what they're doing is protecting the consumer.
From all the people who are being too green and doing the right thing too vigorously.
Well, a lot of people say that they are breaking a virtuous circle here, and one solar panel manufacturer said that they could actually destroy an industry overnight if their proposals go through.
Well,